Hello, everyone. Hope you all are having a great night. Welcome to tonight's episode of BAR20. Hang with us for just 1 second while we make sure some new settings are correct and proper. Anyone else in the Discord wants to speak up real quick while someone listens?
Howdy, howdy.
Audio's good.
Everything's good? All right. Thank you so much, Miss Tasha. All right. Can officially start
Your chroma,
now.
on the other hand.
What was that?
I said your chroma, on the other hand.
Oh, the background?
Your chair is freaking out.
Yeah, I need to throw like a red blanket over it. So I'll probably do that during the break real quick. I have something I can throw over it.
I am digging that background, though. That is pretty.
Right? I do have a red blanket to throw over this, so it's going to be fixed. But y'all going to have to deal with it. Sorry. But yeah. So welcome to our official starting of tonight's stream. Episode 8. I cannot believe it, personally. But my name is Brandon Ross. I will be your Dungeon Master and host for BAR20 tonight. Before we get too involved, we only really have one announcement, and that is as we grow as a community and as a stream, just want to first off thank all of you who are following currently and just come to hang out and listen to these crazy tales we spin at this virtual tabletop. It means a lot for you all to be here and listen. And feel free to talk to each other in the chat if you want to get questions or anything. You can also hit us up on our Twitter and our other socials. I'll have those in the chat in a second. But big news is when we hit 100 followers, we're going to be doing a giveaway of a hardback copy of 5th edition Player's Handbook Guide that will be signed by myself and all the members of the table. So if you're enjoying the stream and you have a lot of fun here, just tell your friends about it. Let them know about it and let them become followers, and they have a chance to win. And then, even so, you also have that chance. So thank you. But we will get into this tonight. Oh, thank you, Joe. Look at that.
Yeah, I got socials. I forgot the art one. I'm sorry.
My table members going at it. I got you there.
All right, there we go.
There it is.
Perfect.
Well, thank you, Joe, for getting on that. I appreciate it. Well, last session, we got to watch as the party did a bit of splitting up and investigating through the capital of Thavia, where they are right now in Raitul. They were on the hot heels of the individual who had decided to take some revenge upon the parents of two of the members of the party, Kelvin and Cathalia. Understanding that he is a bit of the thievery kind, they began to try to root out what those entrances could possibly be for them to get into knowing the underbelly of the capital. Through their investigation, some really good rolls and some fun roleplay, they managed to discover 2 different operational guilds so far, one being the Black Vines and the other being the Underguard. A few dealings here and there with the Black Vines, and they actually managed to hook a bit of a beginner job, kind of a test, and they would be contacted shortly. In fact, I would believe, get this started, I'd say Kelvin, Cathalia, the two of you would know that probably tonight is when you'll probably be contacted by your contact for this potential heist going down. But we will open up to... We left off with the party had... You just dropped off Irin, correct? And we're leaving him?
No, we'd already dropped off here.
You had bolted from the... That's right. You had... Miss Snow drop her elemental spirit in the middle of a street as a distraction so everyone could gather up.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Everybody gathered up.
Yeah.
And the elemental bolted one way and the rest of you went the other. That is.
Like I said, she'll be fine. They'll smack her, she'll disappear.
Yeah, it's fine.
That fiery burst of flames.
Oh, man.
Only when she appears, not when she disappears.
That's right. Do not forget that. Yet. Very true. But yeah, so we'll open up with the party making a hasty retreat away from this particular portion of the Earth Ward. And where were you heading?
My notes say we were heading back to the Immortal Meadery because we were going to go back to Wobbly Mugs, but we didn't want to go straight there after leaving the Black Vines.
Okay.
Because it would not be hard to watch us walk straight up to the place they told us, hey, don't go there and talk to those people.
Yeah, more or less. So all of you gather back up at the Immortal Meadery. I'd say at this time of the day, this is the day you dropped Aaron off, correct? In the morning?
Yeah, we dropped him off in the morning.
You dropped him off. You did your investigation of the areas, had your conversation. I'd say it's probably pushing just past or at what would usually be like a later lunchtime. So as you get back to the Immortal Meadery Tavern, it's not like super busy for a lunch. It seems to be a little more casual around here. There's probably about 4 or 5 open tables, but the rest are occupied by a party of about 2 to 4 each.
Alright, when we get back there, I'm going to suggest, hey guys, we should probably step upstairs. Kelvin and I were able to move the gems that we'd gotten from... Hold on. I know I've got it. I can't for the life of me remember his name now.
Come on.
I've slept Edmund.
There you go.
Edmund. We sold Edmund's gems, and we will be divvying that up upstairs because I'm not going to start throwing gold around here in front of everybody.
Probably a good idea.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
But when we get upstairs, I am going to take the 152 gold that we got and quickly dividing by 4. Divvy everybody out their 38 gold shares.
Money, yay.
Nice. Each of you may add 38 gold to your Roll20 characters.
And we will also tell Snow and Cathalia about everything we discussed with Olvina of the low-cut tunic crowd.
Sam, I know you've been resting for a long time, but could you not bring back up that?
I made sure to take notes on that specifically because apparently that was all
I'm very certain you took lots and lots of notes on her attire. I was more interested in the tattoo. I'll talk about the tattoo on her lower sternum.
That's perfect. Good. I'm glad at least one of us was paying attention.
We're 7 minutes in and I'm already just laughing too hard.
Well, we were both paying attention. It's just to
Good.
what we were paying attention to.
I'm glad I can get you guys engaged in the story and caring about the world I built. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Alright, so everyone gets their 38 gold. What plans do you have next? Actually, say at this point, you got back, you went upstairs. You guys going to chat for a minute or are you going to go back downstairs?
I mean, we should probably shake a leg to get over to Shady at the Wobbly Mugs, but we could probably do lunch real quick. unless we want to just wait until tonight. But honestly, there's no guarantee that we're not going to jump straight into the heist.
We should probably get at least something to eat.
Yeah.
I'd say Cathalia and Snow would be the only two to hear some footsteps outside the door, and then a very low, kind of like a thud sound before footsteps once again.
Would this be outside of one of our rooms, or
It is
Sorry.
outside, because all of you gathered inside the boys' rooms, correct?
Yes.
You
Oh,
would have been
okay.
outside that
I
door.
missed that. I'm sorry.
I just kind of look over at Snow. and-
Snow's gonna like nod to her and like kind of make a motion to the boys to shush without actually saying anything. And she's going to post up next to the door
Okay.
as quietly as she can.
Okay. Cathalia, what are you doing?
I kind of go over to the other side of where Snow is, and I kind of crouch with my hand on my boot where my dagger's hiding.
Okay. So at this point, Tamriel and Kelvin, you watch as Snow and Cathalia go on a bit of a high of alert, and you see them kind of move towards the door. Cathalia even going as far as to crouch and kind of go for her boot dagger.
I would say that honestly, once I see them start to do that, I would probably keep talking and kind of ramble a little bit. Not about what we were just talking about, but maybe talking about lunch and wanting to check out a specific blacksmith when we got done. Now that we've got some walking around money and this, that, random stuff. Not about where we're going or who we're seeing, but just because going from talking to silence is going to be super sus.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we're going to try and avoid that. And I'm going to kind of stand in the middle of the room, hand crossbow, not hand crossbow, going to go with the whip.
Okay.
Noah's gonna see him pull out the whip, and she's gonna put up 3 fingers, count down to 2, count down to 1, and when she hits 0, she's gonna wrench that door open.
Okay.
And I'm going to have my arm back, ready to snap the whip forward and grab whoever it is by the leg and, like, yank them in towards us.
Okay.
Because
so-
that's a skill I've been practicing.
Yeah. Okay. So, Snow, you do the 3, 2, 1, and you grab the handle and pull the door inward where it opens, and it just opens into an empty hallway. There's no one there. I would say at this
Interesting.
angle, Kelvin, what were you doing?
So while they were starting to talk about random things, Kelvin, not being the most intelligent person, is probably like, "What are you guys doing? I thought we were talking about the heist tonight."
Okay, so then Tam and Cathalia, give me perception checks.
Okay.
Nice.
Damn. Only a
Not
4.
bad,
No,
not
that's
bad.
fine. Cathalia, you see it first, and when your eyes meet there, Tam, you're searching, then you see her look at something, and both of you kind of look to the door, and you see this like piece of parchment that's been like pinned to it by a dart. It's kind of folded over in half.
Damn it.
What?
And we don't see anybody in the hallway up here on this floor.
You do not.
Hmm.
I'm gonna stash my whip. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go downstairs and ask Gregory and Danielle if they saw anybody follow us up. It's the long shot, but it's still a chance. And I'm going to walk downstairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna go down with.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the note.
Okay. So you grab the note, and on it, it's folded over. What you can see is obviously the hole that dart went through to hold it to the door, and then you see just the letter K on it. Do you open it?
I've seen other people do this, so it's got to be good. I'm gonna look around at this thing. I'm gonna look for traps.
On the note?
Yes,
Make an
this is stuff
investigation
I've
check.
seen people do. It's not gonna be good.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
With a -1, rolled an 18.
Way to go, Dumpstat.
As you're looking it over, and you're like, oh, it's gotta be a trap here somewhere. Maybe it's on the inside. You open it up. Ah, it opened it. It just says downstairs, far corner. And it has like a little dash mark and an N.
Okay.
While you're doing
Snow
that,
is still up here with me.
she is.
Yes.
I'm gonna show her the note. It's not trapped. It's okay.
Well then. Guess we should rally the troops before they destroy the tavern.
Speaking of,
Yes.
while you all are doing that, Tamriel and Catalia, you two head downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You do see Gregory there at the bar. Looks like he's just kind of
Before I walk over to
not
Gregory,
too
I'm going to do a
hurriedly,
quick...
but he's just like cleaning some things.
Yeah. Before I head over that way, is there anybody that's sitting at a table that wasn't sitting at a table a few minutes ago when we went upstairs?
Make a perception check.
22.
22. I would say your pass is not too bad. As you went up and then came back down, you do notice kind of far off in the farthest corner away from the door, not the table that the two individuals were sitting at the other night. This is a kind of across in almost the entirety of the tavern. In a corner, you do see a lone individual sitting there. No hood, but kind of like a higher like cloak scarf thing.
Mm-hmm.
And just dressed in like what looks to be like. So the 22 perception, you can tell he has probably some kind of leathers underneath, and then just like loose clothing over top.
So, yeah. So he's trying to hide something. Do I notice any weapons, any bulges that are would-be
He's
weapons?
not hiding them,
Anything-
so you do notice two daggers on like kind of like thigh straps on each. On you would imagine both sides because you see only one side of him right now.
I turn around, glance at Cathalia, glance over his way, and then walk over to Gregory.
Okay.
I'm going to sit down at the bar in front of Gregory, and I'm going to quietly
Hey, Tamria.
point out, hey, Gregory,
Lunch?
quick question for you. The gentleman that's sitting in the opposite corner with the daggers on his thighs, the clothes sitting over some armor, don't, stare at him, but you can kind of glance over my shoulder and see him, correct?
Yep.
Is he one of your regulars?
Don't look too familiar.
Did you happen to notice if he followed us upstairs after we went up real quick?
I didn't see anybody.
Alright. Thanks, man. Real quick. How much to get some lunch and a couple of ales sent up for my friends and I?
I would say... Let me check that. Probably be a little bit reduced because it's just lunch. So probably like 2 silver
2 silver total?
per meal.
Per meal. Alright, I'll pay for lunch.
Okay.
Drop the 8 silver. We'll make it 9.
Thank you.
And, yeah, I'm going to head back upstairs with Cathalia. We'll be in our room.
Got it.
If you wouldn't mind sending Danielle up our way. Thank you.
Not at all. Appreciate it. He gathers the coins up. You can see him, he starts writing things down like a ledger.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it.
Alright, as I walk back close to Cathalia, I'm going to kind of lean in a little bit. He doesn't recognize him. He's not a regular.
Yeah, you would probably actually meet Snow and Kelvin probably they're at the top of the steps by the time you guys start going back up.
I'm just gonna give the note to Tam for them both to read.
Okay.
And can you tell me what's in that note one more time? I'm sorry, I misheard. I didn't hear it
On the
right.
folded over portion, it just has a K on it, and as you open it up, it just says downstairs, far corner.
Oh, lovely.
Is he our far corner?
I'm guessing so.
Oh, did you see somebody down there?
Yeah.
Well,
Not one of Gregory's regulars. We're going to have lunch brought up to us, but I guess we can take lunch at the table.
let's go meet in.
All right. As we turn pretty much around, and I'm going to walk over to Gregory real quick and say, hey, we're actually going to eat over there in the corner. You know, the guy I just asked you about. Apparently, he's here to meet us.
Oh, okay.
So I would like to buy him lunch as well.
Oh, all right.
And I drop 2 silver on the table, and we walk over that way.
Okay. Gregory makes that note in the ledger. You see him holler back to the staff in the kitchen. Then the party heads that way. Need everyone to give me, except for Tamriel, to give me perception checks. We'll just carry yours over, Tam.
Oh.
Hasn't been that long. All right. Overall, good group check. Good. All of you see this human male sitting at one of the larger tables off in the corner by himself. He's got kind of this red, kind of scruffy hair. Same with the beard. It's kind of like trim, but not well kept. It's not like growing down his neck or anything crazy, but you can tell he doesn't get too detailed with it. He's got these kind of pair of goggles that hang around his neck. Bit of a higher scarf that does have a hood, but it's currently pulled back. And again, he's got these baggier clothes on, but those of you, I would say, Tam, Kelvin, you would be able to see that he's probably hiding leather armor beneath his clothing. And then on his thigh, you do see a dagger there. Most of his clothing is kind of like neutral color. Thing really stands out. It's decently made.
Designed to blend in.
Yeah, pretty much. He's doing his best to just be, Joe Schmo out on the street. That's what he's trying to
As
go for.
bland as possible.
Yep.
And he's probably the third most dangerous person in the room.
So as you guys head over, he kind of looks your way. He's already got kind of a drink in his hand. He gives what you could pass as a smile and a subtle wave, kind of, hey. Gestures for all of you to take a seat at the table.
Sit down, and I'm going to, when I sit down, move my whip from where it's kind of like bound to my hip to sit on top of my thigh.
Okay.
And loose.
Okay. Snow?
Probably against her better judgment, she will see.
Okay. Cathalia?
I will sit next to Tam, but not next. I'll sit on the opposite side of, or like the other direction of Tam, wherever he's at.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'll sit where where this guy is on my left.
Okay.
And
I'll
then,
be on Tam's right.
Okay.
man, you are really trying to make Kelvin think you're hitting on me, huh?
I mean,
Kelvin?
Whatever seat's open, I'll take that one.
At this point, you can either sit next to this individual or you can sit next to Snow. You can sit pretty much next to this individual, splitting him from Snow, or you can split Snow and Cathalia.
I'll split Snow from the individual.
Okay. So all of you take a seat. You see him kind of look around. He looks at all of you. Right then. And he kind of looks to Kelvin. Kelvin. He looks across the table. You had a sister? I don't see another... He's looking over the table trying to find your sister because he doesn't see another orc.
I am Kelvin, and yeah, my sister's right over there.
And you see he kind of like sits up in his chair and looks over past everybody. Where?
I kind of do that wave, like, hey.
Oh, adopted. Right.
Yeah.
Strange. Anyways. Shady put me in your direction. As kind as a lady as she is. Said she was looking to get in with the underguard. Hopefully that's right. You're going to help me out with a bit of a alleviation of funds. Correct?
Cam's just gonna kind of half stare at Kelvin. Lips are kind of pursed.
Yes. We were looking for some more. This is all a little bit hushed. We don't want to be too loud.
Yeah, no, my voice may be projecting so that it can be
yes,
correct as a
but this is
DM.
theater whispers.
This is a bit of a hushed conversation.
Yeah, we're theater whispering now.
Yes.
Yes, we are interested if what we asked for is going to be given to us as well.
Well, we normally don't allow such information to well, it's a nice way to put it frankly, piss ants who just walked in that very day. You want that kind of things to come across your table, so to speak. You gotta build some loyalty. You do this job, give me a hand, I could point you in the right direction. Upon completion, of course.
Are you Shady's boss?
No, I'm just the one that needed a little extra help for this job.
Does she know that you're changing the agreements to the job?
Agreements?
We agreed that our friend would be found and work with us on this, or we don't work at all.
Oh, is that right?
That's what I was told.
Well, I didn't know she had such strings to parlay with a different fucking guild. And he gets up and walks out the door.
I'd say after he walks out before lunch shows up, I'm going to kind of lean forward in my chair and go, well, I may not be the next syndicate boss, but I think that could have gone a little better.
How?
He could have stayed.
Yes. However,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm perfectly fine with us not having to rob somebody because God only knows who it would be. For all we know, being completely new to this area, they might have very well had us go and rob the people we just sold to today, which wouldn't end well.
possibly, but you're missing the most important thing that came out of that entire conversation.
They know who he is.
We know where he works now.
Well done.
I also don't think that's going to be the last time we see the Underguard or him.
We didn't even get a name. Although, I would say that's ironically fitting after what we did earlier. Wait, did he give a name and I just missed it?
No, we didn't ask.
I don't
His name
think
was
so.
in.
I would say the
Yeah.
best intention you have is his name probably starts with an N.
Yeah. Or he's going by, like, nobody or something. Thanks, Odysseus.
Well,
Alright, well,
if,
lunch, I guess. And then we'll figure out what we want to do here.
yes. So we'll eat lunch. I will actually intentionally eat slowly,
Okay.
taking my time, savoring my meal.
I kind of pick at mine a little bit.
Okay.
I'm eating mechanically. I've got my journal open and I'm jotting down, like, details and, like, you can see where I'm kind of, like, glancing up into my head. as I'm jotting stuff down. Not sketching, but just jotting down details. What he looked like, what his clothes looked like, the weapons I did see, mannerisms, etc.
Okay.
And I would probably flip to a separate page and do the same thing for Olvina and Charles.
All right.
Who was Charles again? Remind me real quick.
Charles was the male human that walked in while we were talking to Olvina.
Right.
In the
Thank you.
copper table. Yeah.
Yep. Well, where do we go from here?
You guys
Now we just
take
have
a
to- we
moment
have to figure out-
enjoy your meals, and they're decent. You know, they're not moldy over or anything, but it's also not 5-star dining. But you enjoy a good meal, contemplating the short-lived exchange that just happened and what your next move may be.
Trying to my notes real.
I'm sorry, I probably didn't hear it correctly when you were saying it. Where did he say he was working?
Like who he belonged to?
Yeah.
You would gather that he belongs to the Underguard.
Yeah, he mentioned he was sent by Shady to be part of the Underguard.
Thalia,
Was what you
Kelvin,
had
give me
said.
intelligence checks. History checks.
History?
History.
Oh.
Never
Oh,
mind.
there's that.
With any luck, that'll be the only one today.
Nothing's coming to mind today.
And well, never mind. Can we give them a chance to talk it out?
You're more than welcome to.
Talk through their
You are
thought?
More than welcome to talk it out.
So who wants to roll with advantage?
Well, I do recall that during this little conversation that we just had, he did mention that we are looking to work for the Underguard, and that Shady sent him.
Right. Yeah, but you were talking about Tane, and that's what I said. That's more what I was asking. I picked up that N worked for the Underguard. That wasn't it. I thought you'd said that. He said Tane worked for the Underguard.
No, he actually said he had said when I talked about our friend, and he said, "Well, it's hard. Well, this is what we can offer," and I was like, "Well, this is what we were told." His parting comment was, "Well, I didn't know she could parlay with the other guild," and then stormed off.
Gotcha. Uh-huh.
I will say throughout the course of your lunch, Kelvin and Cathalia, you would begin to recall that the original conversation you had with Shady was that there was someone who was already organizing a kind of a heist robbery, and they were looking for more people. And that's where you kind of interjected yourselves into there. So you could potentially gain some loose loyalty, or at least some reputation. So you could begin poking around and asking questions within the Underguard.
So, what do you guys want to do? We can go back there And misunderstanding, I'm sorry. Let's continue. Or
we go back and, after some thought, introduce ourselves to Olvina and ask to speak to Tane. If we could assume that from what our new friend just said. But there's no guarantee there's not a third guild that none of us know about.
here's the issue that we're going to have. If we go there now, and I want to, if we go there now, it is us versus that guild. They're not just going to let us do anything we want to their member.
Oh, I know. I'm fully aware. We also don't know how highly ranked he is. If he is a captain or a senior member or, hell, the leader of the guild, he's not going to be alone. Regardless, this is going to be unsavory.
Right.
Much as I hate to say this, I think we're going to have to take our time with it. Just so that we don't end up killing ourselves in the process.
We just have to figure out which line we're going to dance on. There are 3 choices ahead of us. Do we play one against the other? Do we try to get in good graces with the one that he's in? Or do we try to play them against each other and then take advantage at the end?
I mean, that last one's not a bad idea, but then how do we do that?
Especially considering they probably already have some type of...
At least a ceasefire.
peace, a pseudo peace. They're not actively at war, because otherwise they would have put 2 and 2 together and we would have been killed by now. As we're parading all around. I mean, just because we didn't see them doesn't mean that both sides haven't had us surveilled since we walked into both of their houses. So... But, I mean, if you think we can get more accomplished by trying to work them against each other, that might take a lot more work.
Well, I imagine, based upon what they said, that one of them is, like, each particular guild is specifies in one, in something. And they don't step on each other's toes. What if we stomped a little?
That could go one of 2 ways. If we go that route, we need to make sure that whoever's toes we're stomping on is not going to have a straight shot at us. If we're stomping on toes, we need to make sure that it would be sanctioned by whichever side we choose.
Yes.
Because they could just as easily turn around and sell us out and say, here, have them. We didn't say they could do this. Do what you got to do.
I think the biggest question is, what do we do tonight?
Well, we had an opportunity to do a heist and potentially get some information, or an idea of information that would lead to Thane, if not get Thane himself. We've basically told their emissary that he didn't agree to the terms that we agreed on, so he can go stuff it.
Well,
So I guess now it's up to, do we wait for them to come back with the offer that we want to agree on, or do we want to take matters into our own hands?
Very good question.
here's another one. If Tane is relatively high up, what are the chances that we could turn around and tell them, hey, and we be honest, this man killed their parents. We want to get vengeance. You might be interested in having a piece of theirs removed from the table. You help us facilitate it, we'll take care of it. If he's a cornerstone to their piece, they're not going to pass up the ability to give themselves an advantage.
Doesn't hurt to try.
We also don't know that for sure, so we could be throwing that away for nothing if he's just a chess piece that they're willing to get rid of.
I'm not saying it's a pawn, but we need to gather the information. We need to see where he sits and where he is. If he's higher up their food chain, it might be in the Underguard's best interest to facilitate our ability to get to him.
True, but they're not going to do that for nothing, and they'll give us the information once we have done what they asked for. So it seems like no matter which way we go, we end up doing this job regardless. It's the only lead that we really have.
Correct. We're going to have to sit down with them regardless.
So do we wait for them or do we go to them? Because we know who we're going to.
Kelvin, what do you think? I don't foresee them coming back to us. I think we're going to have to go to them.
Is there a way that we would be able to talk to Shady again?
We could go there.
My suggestion would be that if we go to them, we ask if Shady is available. If we are able to speak with her, inform her that the terms that N put forth for us to agree to this job were not what we had agreed on with her, and we get a clear set of terms and the idea of the job that we're doing before we begin.
Yep.
Because technically we never said we wouldn't do the job. Her man just stormed out.
Exactly. It's an option that we have if we choose.
So let's go explain it to them then.
Is that alright with the others?
I'm okay with going. I am not going without my bow.
We're going armed.
I don't trust any of them right now. Well, I don't think I trusted them before, but...
We should leave prepared to go tonight. I don't think we should leave anything else here tonight, and we should take all of our stuff with us. We never know what we'll need. And if they know where to find us...
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to bring everything.
We may end up hightailing it out of this city before it's too late.
And hoping to God they don't follow Irin back.
Now, my other question is, How far are you willing to take this, Tam?
Blood will not be spilled. Let me rephrase. Innocent blood will not be spilled. Whatever petty squabbles evil has amongst itself is none of my concern. But if they're going to go after somebody that has no part in this, that has no stake in this game, that is an innocent bystander, I will have no part in it. Whether that means I walk away or that means that I actively try and stop them, it's going to depend on the situation. But I will not hurt innocents.
Terms and conditions. Sounds good.
Terms and
No,
conditions may apply to this job.
no innocent blood.
See small
I
parchment
agree.
for details.
You what?
See the small parchment for details.
Yeah, everybody just clicks agree and then signs it. No.
Cthulhu thanks you for your impatience.
Great. Now
We
we're
found
all
the person who-
gulags.
We found the person who reads the Apple terms and conditions.
Congratulations, you're all one level warlock.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
I did not build for this.
No, you didn't. Roll initiative.
Against who? Yourself.
Oh god.
All right. So you guys gather all of your belongings, everything, and then you head out to the Wobbly Mugs. Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna say goodbye to Gregory because we may or may not see him again. We've got to go take care of some business, Gregory, but we thank you for your kind hospitality, and it was a pleasure to stay here. If we're ever in the capital, we hope we can look you up again.
Absolutely. Safe travels.
Thank you.
None of us happen to have a message or sending spell, do we?
I don't.
I don't think we get those till 3rd level. Delete.
A message is a
sorry,
cantrip.
third-level
Sending
spells.
is
Yeah.
a third level spell, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't get any of those, so.
me neither. I'm sad about it.
Level 3. Level 3.
Maybe level. Yeah.
Level 3 spells.
Level
So
3 characters, though.
I know. It's okay.
Never mind then. I had a thought, but can't do it.
All right. All of you head to the Wobbly Mugs.
To
Shortly
the
after
Wobbly
lunchtime,
Mug.
gathering your things. You make your way to the Earth Ward. Maneuvering through familiar pathways to get there, you find yourselves not but about a building or two away from the Wobbly Mugs. Do you guys just walk in?
Yeah. Before we walk in, I'm gonna put my hair up.
Okay.
That kind of tight ponytail. I'm gonna pull my hood back up over. Probably before we even get into the Earth Ward.
Okay. Okay.
Just because I don't want to give them an easy spot. And if they at Black Vines do have people watching us, I don't want to make it easy on them to just watch us walk straight in.
Okay. Anybody else?
Are we trying to do this stealthily, or are we just going in there?
I'm just trying to do it discreetly. Not so much stealthily, because that might trip other alarms. I don't want them to think we're trying to sneak up on them. I just don't want it to be my face out in the open walking straight towards the people that we were told to avoid.
Okie
All right. So all of you head inside the building.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
As all of you head inside, everyone give me a perception check.
Awesome.
Hey.
Ooh.
Great job, Cathalia.
Nice
And
job.
everybody else but me.
But you.
Aw,
Tam,
buddy.
you are distracted in making sure that you yourself are rather discreetly disguised without a disguise kit. Everybody else, as you walk in, you see the normal. Actually, this is only. for Snow and Tan, this would be a little bit new because you two have not been to this building yet, if I'm correctly recalling.
Correct.
So for Cathalia and Kelvin, you notice the familiar storefront that this is, in quotations, storefront. The shelves are well stocked. Everything seems mostly clean. Looking around, you do see a familiar, check this, female elf behind the counter and currently having a conversation with a familiar looking human male. Two of you walk in. She kind of looks over his shoulder, looks to the group.
So his back is to us?
Yeah. She looks to the group while he's just kind of going on right now.
He is venting.
Definitely venting.
Can we hear what he's venting about?
It's mostly just foul language and who do these people think they are? That kind of talk.
Can I walk right up behind him?
Roll a stealth check.
Nice.
It's not terrible.
Yeah. His passive is not that high.
God.
So he is just going off right now. And she kind of looks over his shoulder, a little bit of
Just whisper in his ears.
little bit of a grin.
Whisper in his ear. I know who I am.
But you manage to stealthily sneak up behind him. What do you do?
I want to. You ever have someone sneak up behind you and they just kind of put their head on your shoulder and kind of like, so it looks like you have two heads and just kind of look over at you side-eyed?
Yeah.
No.
Why'd you storm off?
Oh, you're gonna Etten him?
Okay. You kind of, if his head's
Oh
here,
my God.
if his head's right here, you just kind of go, and turn and look towards him. Why'd you run off? And he see as he moves back to their feet, pulls a dagger out, holds it up. He's just breathing heavily. As Shady looks
I'd
at
say
him.
by now my whip is in my hand.
Shady looks at him. Calm down, calm down. You're not going to do anything with that thing anyways. Put it away. Kind of looks at Kelvin. Looks at Shady. You can tell he begrudgingly sheathes it into like one of those like thigh straps where he has them. Left. Because there's no way she's going to be able to do. And then you just kind of see Shady's hand kind of like throat chop him almost. Like, doesn't like hit him, but just like stops his mouth. I'll talk on my own accord. Thank you. You still need people for a job. Go wait outside. And they kind of share this like this intense look for a minute before you start really. I would say, everyone give me an insight check.
Oh, man.
I would say Snow. You would be able to tell by just the way that her posture has shifted and the way she stands, the weight of probably rank or leadership that she carries is almost being brought forth physically. Like, she just seems a whole lot meaner than what she looks. And after just a few seconds of staring, the individual you had met just kind of goes, right, outside. And he just walks out.
I want to turn and watch him.
Okay.
Just make sure he's not going to throw any daggers at our back.
Oh, gotcha. No, he doesn't even look back. He just goes right to the door and goof, gives it a hard shot. Like, not like a slam,
as he goes
but
to
a hard
leave,
shot.
can I just say, not quietly to Shady, I thought you said he was supposed to be good.
He stops for a minute. and then heads out and does slam the door.
Just
Wow.
stare at Kelvin. Can you not?
Well, you're definitely good at pissing off a lot of people, if that's what you're aiming for.
He has that effect on people.
Noticed. Now look, I'm not here to judge one's reasonings for doing what they do. Not in my line of work. But you asked me to line you up with somebody for a job, and I did my best. What happened? Anybody? And she kind of looks across the party.
Mike was off. Sorry.
Okay.
We had talked about finding a certain person. I did not realize that was someone that would be difficult to find.
Yeah. The
When
man
I
didn't
mentioned
tip
the
me off
terms,
right away because I'd never heard of him, but a little bit of digging, he's not even one of ours.
I'm sorry. When I mentioned the terms of the agreement to him, he flipped out and stormed off before we could even have a conversation.
Well, apparently he has heard of him.
I am sorry that I have overreacted. And I will make apologies as needed. To you first, I am sorry if what I have done in your establishment has offended you in any way.
Well, it's going to depend where you go from here. I don't know any of you, but you've managed to wander into this place. You know what we do. You're not idiots. The question is, what do you do with that information? If I get one inkling, you're going to take this to the guards. Everyone here knows how that's going to turn out.
If we wanted to take anything to the guards, we could have done that as soon as we walked out of here the first time. We're still here. I don't see an issue.
Just making sure we're all on the same page. Snow, are you currently trying to hide who you are? Are you still clothed up?
She's completely wrapped.
You watch her take a long look at you.
Snow will just meet her gaze with her feline eyes. Her, one blue, one green.
After probably a good 6 to 10 seconds of her staring at you, she just kind of goes, you know, in here, you don't have to. Just kind of puts her hand like in the circulation of her face. We're not unkind.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't catch
We're
it.
not unkind.
Ah.
Then she turns back to the rest of the group. Well, definitely quite a place we find ourselves. But if you're looking for this individual you asked for, the best I could do is try and find a way to point you towards him.
And we appreciate that. So, how do we get your friend to not hate us now?
Well,
Since we're going to be friends for a while, I'm guessing.
there's something you could probably do that would garner some favor with old Norms out there.
I'm sorry, what was that name?
Norms. She just said Norms, like Norms.
Norms.
He's
Here,
one of
I
our.
was giving him more credit than he deserved.
He's one of our more experienced thieves. Not too well in the ways of unsavory acts that may cost a life. But he's really good at picking locks and finding treasure, especially in rich homes. Usually he'll go through sewer routes to get to where he needs to get through. The less street time he has, either the less he's got to pay a guard off or the less he's got to try and sneak around him. But as of recent, a couple of the sewer paths have been a little, how should we say, overpopulated by creatures. Not enough to garner the attention of the guard. Thankfully, we do not want them down there where we go. But it's getting a little bit of out of hand for us. I'm not saying we can't handle it, but we don't want to stretch ourselves too thin.
So you're saying you need an exterminator?
And that's where the
Essentially.
outsourcing comes in.
Essentially. I get the bit of a feeling that you all aren't exactly the cloth I'm cut from. You don't look like do-gooders, but you don't look like thieves either. What you do look like is people that can handle a fight. Especially against things that are not very human. Or elf. Or dwarf. Or pretty much anything bipedal.
Less than human is my specialty.
Great. I can mark out a few points on a map for you. You can take to the sewers, clear them out, and I'm sure Norms would be quite happy. At least he won't want to poison your drinks anymore.
What's down there in the sewers that has you so worried? Are you talking about large creatures?
Well, like I said, we're not exactly worried. It just becomes more of a hassle if we have to take to the streets. And once again, if the problem gets too big, the guard gets involved, it's just messy. If we can keep
But if
under
it's
wraps,
enough to displace you off your route,
yeah,
it's a problem for you.
definitely. We've seen a bit of some people haven't returned. Those that did, they had some webbing on them. Bites. A lot of rats, they said. Sometimes the occasional goblin may get down there looking for a meal from the outskirts of the city, just sticking to the darkness for food. But again, these bites could be from anything. Webbing's just not fun to deal with.
Sure, we understand that with the webbing.
If you
The
guys
bites, are they puncture wounds? Are they gashes? Are they ripped, torn?
mostly like puncture and tearing, kind of like something with like a pincer teeth kind of bit in, then pulled.
Being eaten.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Is this more of an escort quest where we're getting him to where he needs to go so he can do his thieving, or
He's
are we
not
helping
gonna
him
work
with that
you
too?
guys.
We're going to clear it out for them. We're going to clear the path. And hopefully, he will forgive our transgressions.
This one's smart.
As
Listen to him.
illusion as they may be.
Well,
And I wouldn't have good hard work simply go on unpaid. Complete the job. Tell me what you found down there. And we'll seek a middle ground for reimbursement.
Not a bad idea. I've got one more question, though, if you don't mind, Shady.
Go ahead. Your name?
Pam.
Go ahead, Tam.
Do your enemy, not enemies, do your rivals, we'll give them that, do they also use the sewers?
They're not much for that kind of travel.
Mm. So they may very well have a vested interest in removing your ability to travel freely without cost.
Yeah.
So if we were to say, find evidence of such things, that might be worth more to you.
Would. You can prove they're trying to, I don't know, farm creatures down there just to keep us on the streets so we can't use that. She kind of like clenched her fist and her teeth a bit just thinking about that thought. They think they're so great with all the things they've done.
We'll take care of the problem and we'll look into it. If we find anything that leads back, we'll let you know. It's a big city and creepy crawlies always find their ways to where their food is.
Definitely.
But if it was led, not drawn, we'll let you know.
Sounds good.
All right. And
Give me just a moment here. And she kind of takes it's not a full map of the city. It looks like it's just like a partial map that's been hand drawn. She kind of takes oh shoot, give me a second. And she kind of disappears from the shop floor for about 2-3 minutes. And she comes back with this kind of like this red inkwell. She sets it down, pulls the top off, takes one quill she was writing with, kind of uses a corner of her shirt to clean the black ink off, dips the red in, then she circles 3 different areas on the map. And then she'll turn it around to orient it towards Tam at this point. Yeah, all of you, but you seem to be doing the most front of the talking. She slides it forward. Most of these do connect, but if you can't get through certain areas, here's 3 entry points to the ones he needs cleared out.
all right, Shady. We will be back when we can.
All right. Probably best to move at night. They see someone going in and out of the sewers is going to raise questions.
It does cast a bit of an alarm. Questions you don't want answered. Understandable.
All right.
So, I guess we're gonna sit tight and wait for nightfall.
Okay.
Which, if I remember correctly, shouldn't be that far off.
It's not that far
it's
off.
only
You're
a couple
correct.
hours. Yeah.
But we're going to take a quick 10-minute break, as it is 7:18 now. We're going to... Yeah, because I definitely... I need some water. I'm dying over here. So I'm going to take some water, and we'll take a quick 10-minute break. We'll see you all back here in just a minute. Probably should have done this first before transitioning back, but hey, we did it. It's still freaking out. I'm going to mess with the settings on that, but not as bad it seems. Just so I don't move my chair as much. I need to hold still. Or get a chair with no back. One of the two. We'll figure it out. At that point, it's just a stool, isn't it? Anyways, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for hanging out during the break. And look forward to seeing how this amazing table foils my plans as a dungeon master once again. So, all of you have kind of accepted a little bit of a job from Shady. You have gathered details. I imagine you would just, where would you go? And because it's probably at least another hour or two for like good dark sets in, if not even like 3 or 4 if you want to wait for some things to calm down as well. So probably have about 3 to 4 hours on hand for the party. Is there anything you want to accomplish in the meantime? Do you want to go back to the Immortal Meadery and be like, hey, we're actually staying? Or
we still don't know if we're going to be able to stick around. It might not be a good idea to go tramping all around. The longer we're out, the higher the chance we could be spotted or grabbed or something.
True. There are other taverns you can access as well if you want to look around. This isn't a one tavern town. They definitely built this town big enough for the two of you. I'll say, if you do want to find somewhere else, Cathalia, you're probably the best to lead that. But depends, whatever the party wants to do.
We are trying to find something to do to kill some time.
Yeah, essentially.
We could go see our orc friend.
Huh?
You could.
The lady. With the smelly stuff.
Go see.
I'm lost.
You're lost.
You bought smelly
it's right
stuff.
here in front of my notes. So.
Sutha.
Player knows who you're talking about. You called her an orc.
She's a half orc.
She's a half elf?
No. One of these days, Kelvin.
I will rewrite the topography of this entire country. There are no orcs. There are just funny elves and funny half elves.
Funny elves and funny half elves.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sutha, the one that you got the smelly stuff from.
Yes, I still have that.
You do still have that.
Let's go see what else she has, and maybe. I mean, there's nothing else to do.
There's more town.
There is.
There is more town if you wanted to immerse yourselves in the entirety that the capital has to offer.
I don't know if we have time for the entirety, but we definitely have some time to look around.
Okay. Well, which direction do you want to go?
We're still at the.
You are still in the earthwork.
Okay. Have we actually left the building yet? The rusty mug.
The
Wobbly mug.
The wobbly mug.
You will get my names right. I worked hard on these.
One day.
The wobbly mug. Have we left it officially?
If there's something you want to do before you did leave, you're more than welcome to. But for the pushing the narrative forward a bit, I did have you guys outside the building.
Before we left, while we're walking out, before we leave, as we're walking out, talking about what we want to do for the next couple hours, can I stop and just turn and be like, Shady, what is there to do around the area?
Do you
Any
mean-
shops to check out?
Well, in the Earth Ward, mostly it's. You guys really are new here, aren't you?
I usually only pass through,
Okay.
but they're all new.
Well, this is the Earth Ward. Here, it's mostly just blacksmiths, some smaller merchants, traders, farmers, general craftsmen. This is where a lot of the things that are sold in the spiraling square are made. If you want to look for somewhere to have an shopping experience, something like that, you would head just a little north, a little to the east for the spiraling square. And you'll know it when you see it. It's pretty much
What was the square?
the spiraling square.
I believe that's where we were when we met Sutha.
Yeah, you were in one like corner of it. You hadn't pushed all the way in just
Yeah.
yet.
Okay. And we head out. We officially head outside, and shall we go to the spiraling square?
Yeah. If Snow and Tam are okay with it.
Certainly.
And seeing as Mr. Tam is dealing with computer issues, I will just say that he would agree. You know, not much
Yes,
else
I would
going
love
on.
that.
Yeah. Not a lot else going on, and we got to kill some time. That's probably how
My
it
name is
goes.
Honor?
Tam, and I love shopping.
Not sure how true that's
On
going
our
to be.
way out of the Earth, we pass like any blacksmiths or any like armory shops.
You would. You'd pass a few. Not
Uh,
really, I wouldn't call it a shop, but you can tell they would probably sell you something, but most of the things here in Earthward are just where things are made.
Okay.
But you do pass various blacksmiths, and they're mostly open, or at least like their doors are open, or if it's like just like a half tent that extends from a building that covers their forge, so they can work outside. You looking
Just,
for anything in
like-
particular?
Like kind of browsing more than actually thinking about it, because I actually have a different question that I have to ask.
Okay.
What would be like average price that you would find for like studded leather?
For studded leather? I'd say ballpark 40 to 50 gold.
And on that, probably interesting question that you can decide.
Mm-hmm.
Since druids do not wear armor that are made of metal,
Mm-hmm.
what about studded leather armor that has metal in it?
Don't actually think you can wear that, but because it does have metal
Okay,
in it.
I just wanted to check. I don't think so, but I wasn't sure where that falls under.
Right, but I would say that, you know, with maybe some. Roll an investigation check.
Investigation?
Yes.
Yes. 19.
Wow. Nice. I would say, as you're kind of looking around, wondering this, you do see some like kind of reinforced leathers, and you're like, metal. Ugh. You just could keep on walking. As you get just a little bit closer to where you can see, not but about probably 50, 60 feet away from where like it begins to break into the spiraling square, just to your left, the sound of scent the scent of worked leathers and freshly carved woods kind of comes across your keen tabaxi senses. And you look over and you see this kind of this it is a wooden building, but it has like this wooden posted and tarped extension on the side of the building, and that is open with the sides kind of rolled up and tied up to where business can be done. And there you see, sitting kind of off to the side, this figure with just working on this leathers, and you see he is kind of puncturing and pulling what looks like hempen cord through, and you see these, it's not shiny, whatever it is he's using to affix this together. It seems a little duller. And as you get closer and your interest gets the best of you, you can see he has what looks to be equivalent of like ring mail or even like shingled plates, but they're made of wood.
Ah, okay.
And then you do see
So, like, just reinforcing.
Yeah, and then you do see this kind of set of studded leather armor that has what looks to be... Give me a nature check. See if you can discern what it is.
God. Oh, I'm not horrible. Let's see. Another 19.
Another 19. God, dice are lining up for you. Looking it over, you're like, that's iron oak. And it's kind of black, in this state, polished texture with the wooden grains through it. It's beautifully made. And it is definitely, somehow he has managed to find iron oak in this part of the world, which you know is very rare. And he's using it
probably
in place
very
of metal.
expensive.
And as you kind of get closer, you see his head turn, look up at you, and one eye is just completely clouded over. And it's this older male figure with his long beard, scraggly gray hair, left eye clouded over, but his right eye just bright and vibrant blue color. He looks at you. You've got an eye for fine works, don't ya?
You could say that, I assume.
Well, would you like to purchase something?
I would certainly like to, but that would depend on price or item, and I have some knowledge of what you're working. I'm afraid it may be out of my means to garner at this time.
What you looking for?
I'd like to find... Unfortunately, metal something is a bit outside of ability to use. So I require something that has more natural protection.
Right. And he kind of puts down what he was working on and gets up from his chair. Stands upright. Kind of moves over to it's like a half counter. Nothing easy, just something look like just thrown out real quick. Kind of reaches from behind it, and you can kind of see like the top half of what it was, but as he pulls it out the rest of the way, it's a set of, it looks to be kind of a sleeker set of black leathers, not polished, left dull and just dried, with the rivets of the ironwood. And he just kind of sets it on the counter. Something like this, perhaps.
If I can afford to acquire it, most certainly. It is some quality that do not usually see.
He kind of rubs his chin a bit. Yeah. Can let it out for 50 gold.
She'll kind of... Yes, I hear you. She'll kind of just stare at the item and then kind of think about it for a minute, deciding, like, is it worth? And then she's just gonna go for it. Yeah, she'll spend that.
Okay.
Tam will walk forward. If you're short, I'll help.
I do have enough, thankfully. However, I may be short down the road.
Well, we'll look out for each other for sure.
Yeah, she'll just dump that 50.
Okay. He gladly accepts and then kind of pushes it closer to you.
So... that would just be a different form of studded leather
Yeah, you
armor,
can
yes?
just add studded leather and then...
Thank
actually,
you.
I wonder if I have to add it.
My AC will go up by a tiny bit.
Nice. But yeah, you can just reward it to ironwood leather.
Yeah. Yay, I have a 15 AC now.
Yay!
She'll give him a bow, thank him for helping her out, and then turn and rejoin us.
Okay. Alright. Rest of you wait outside for a minute as Snow makes her transaction. Then you head to the spiraling square. As you move from the Earth Ward to the spiraling square, it is definitely what could be best described as organized chaos. Even at this later part of the evening, as the sun's starting to go down, it is still pretty bustling. Noise, scents, food's picking up. You can still hear people shouting their wares, things like that. I mean, it's everywhere from like mobile stalls to stone buildings, hard like tarp tents that have just been set up. Some of them look like they've been here a while, so they're probably doing pretty well for themselves. But it's also nicely colorful compared to the Earth Ward. There's banners, there's other flags and things like that. The clothing is a little more upkeep. But all of you do find yourselves with the riches of this capital's shopping market in front of you. With about, let's say at this point, probably about 3-ish hours to kill.
Well, Snow has just spent what she considers to be a ridiculous amount of money. She is going to hang back and just follow her friends wherever they go.
Okay. And there doesn't necessarily need to be anything happening here. If you guys just say, we kill time for 3 hours, we can just move forward to the next event. But if there's anything you do want to get done, just let me know.
I want to look into getting some ball bearings and some caltrops.
Okay. Easy to find. You can
just...
Yeah, there's no need for like a roll or interaction. You can just go ahead and subtract a gold amount and add it to your inventory.
Yeah, just like a single bag of ball bearings and then a handful of caltrops, just, in case we need to get out of somewhere quick.
Okay, yeah. Easy to find. say.
How much is that going to run me?
I'm looking right now.
Okay.
Say for a bag of ball bearings, it's a gold.
Okay.
We'll say 5 silver for the caltrops because I don't see them on here. Oh, there it is. Bag of 20, 1 gold. Spelling helps, everybody. Stay in school.
All right, I have officially shopped.
Cathalia?
I think I just browse, but I'm not actively looking for anything.
Kelvin?
There's really nothing that Kelvin needs. Maybe looking into if there's any like just spell component shops, picking up anything that he might need for any spells that he has. He basically has everything he needs currently, but planning ahead.
Okay. Is there any components in particular that you would need, or just looking for general things?
General things. I don't actually think I have any spells that require required components at the moment.
Okay.
Brave words, sir.
All right. So all of you spend the next 3.5 hours just kind of perusing, taking in the sights of the capital, and then about the 3.5 hour mark, you're all feeling pretty comfortable. It's gotten pretty dark.
Quick little question: is there any shop around here that sells even like with minor magic items that we might be able to check out?
Yeah. Are you looking for anything particular, or just looking for magical items?
Looking to see where we might go when we have a little more coin.
Okay.
And what they might have for us.
Give me an investigation check. See how well you do.
That's a 7.
A 7.
Yep.
You just don't think the capital has that much to offer in way of magical items. Odd. Is there anything else anybody wants to accomplish before we move on to the night event?
I suppose we're just going to move on.
Okay.
Yeah, just move on till the end of the night.
There we go. Sorry, folks. I had to make some adjustments to my camera capture. I didn't realize it had changed itself when I wasn't looking. All right. So a few hours go by. All of you feel comfortable that it's late enough. You're starting to see less and less people on the streets. You all kind of get that feeling, kind of looking along each other. All right, it's time to go. Tamriel, you pull your map out. You begin to lead the party to the... Make sure I get this name correct.
First spot.
To the first spot, which is in the Horizon Ward.
Ooh. That's where we, that's near old Emethel's place.
It is. And as you look at this, you kind of notice that it is kind of beginning to butt up into another area known as the Sky Ward. And those are the only really like words that marked on this map. Where you're at now in the horizon board, it's mostly buildings of stone, lumber, and a little more wealth is predominant in this area. So all of you begin to move for the first location.
Oh.
Give it a minute. It might take a second to load because there is some fun details happening on this map. And for everybody watching at home, I will
Up down map.
do
That looks
my
cool.
best
So cool.
to have everyone viewed. So what you're seeing now on stream is what they see. Each player has their proper night vision accounted for and lines of sight ready to go.
Wicked.
So we'll say that Tamriel, looking at your map
Yep.
and where you're at, you will notice that you guys need to head in a eastward direction, then slightly south, and you're looking for an entrance that's near what looks to be some kind of greenery or like some planted tree, something like that.
Near a tree. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to be in this area. The longer we're caught skulking, especially in an area we don't live, is not a good idea. So how about we split in pairs and look that way?
All right. Would the siblings like to stay together again?
If that seems like the best pairing.
I think
mean,
so.
If not, you're going to be leaving your sister with Tamriel.
Or you.
All right, Snow, let's see what that new armor of yours can do.
Oh, let's please not push that too much. Would you like to go?
Yeah, I say Snow and I'll probably go this way,
Okay.
and then we'll go eastward if Cathalia and Kelvin want to go east and then start moving south. And we can probably meet somewhere in the middle. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
I will say,
All right, well,
for this, only move yourselves your usual movement speed, and then hold there until I get some things positioned. And also, we'll kick this off with everybody give me a stealth check.
yeah.
We're doing stealthy.
Boom, baby. 25.
Very nice.
10.
Okay.
$18.
Nice.
Nice.
21.
Snow and I are literal shadows creeping along the ceiling. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd say I'm right about there. And that's my movement.
Okay. Nope. I need to stay close enough to all of you can see their names. Perfect.
Bit
Got it.
awkward. So that
Snow, have you moved yet?
not yet. Hang on. That'd be 2010. So I had to work with the corner that I couldn't see. So
Gotcha.
It's been so long that this is so trippy.
All right. Everyone's good for now. You can go move your next pace.
All right. And
Give everybody a view at home what
20.
Tamriel can currently see.
30. I'm going to go right there. I'm not going to move the full
Okay.
35. I'm going to move 30 and kind of sit there at that corner and see what I can see.
Okay.
Where the hell did you go? Because you just disappeared out of my view.
You watched him
In
get
5
feet?
I would say she'd be able to move with me, right?
Yeah, yeah. The two of you can move together for sure.
15.
Just need to decide where you want to go.
That'd be 30 for her.
All right.
All right.
Kelvin, Cathalia, you guys have moved.
Mhm.
Say
Yes.
Both of you give me a perception check. $17 for Cathalia, 22 for Kelvin. Kelvin, as you're kind of looking down, you see a faint bit of what looks to be some sort of light source from just around this corner here. And it seems to be
Come on.
moving.
I can see it's coming from.
See, it's coming from somewhere over here.
Okay.
And you can hear. Yeah, the 22, you can definitely hear some kind of voices talking.
I'm just gonna kind of whisper to my sister, quiet, and then kind of move over here. Move carefully.
Okay. I say at this point, Cathalia, you do see this guard begin to pass in this direction.
Okay.
And then you see another one come up behind him not too far. And you do see another one passing that direction.
Kind of like a group control or patrol formation thing.
Yep.
Okay.
But with your stealth rolls, you have managed to sneak past them. So that is one stealth roll used for you two.
Okay.
Tam and Snow, if you want to continue on the direction you're going.
Ten, 15, 25, 30.
Okay.
Snow field right behind.
All right. Both of you give me perception checks.
$22.
Nice.
Perception, apparently I somehow clicked in between skills. 8.
Snow, you're kind of busy looking off in a different direction. Tam, you do notice from around this corner, looks like at this point, just kind of the outer edge of some torchlight, but it does seem to be getting brighter as it is moving closer to you. But you also do see across the alleyway what looks to be this bit of like a garden area or like the edge of a tree or a bush.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Could be what we're looking for. But we're going to have to cross torchlight to get to it. Unless we go south. Alright. I'll have to think about this for a second.
Can try and cover us.
Hmm?
I said I can try and cover us. Help us out if we want to go for it.
You're watching this torchlight get a bit brighter as whatever the source of it is moving down the street in that direction, heading this way.
God.
What are you doing?
Regardless of what happens, Snow is going to take the prerogative real quick. She'll take some ashes out of her component pouch, and she's gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. So Snow, you cast
So-
Pass Out a Trace, plus 10 to yours and Tam's stealth rolls
Correct.
for an hour, as long as he's within 30 feet of you.
Correct.
I thought it was just 30 feet for the cast, and then it's good for an hour.
For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 has a plus 10.
Yeah, I don't have to stay within 30 feet.
It's
It's
for the
just while
duration.
she's casting.
It's for the duration, though.
Oh, for the duration.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to stay with... Well, we're
You do.
usually within 30 feet of each other anyway.
Yeah.
Added incentive for us to stay together.
Yeah.
To be
But she
super
casts
shadow
that. What do you
twins.
do with your action?
My action?
Because they are coming down the street.
Oh, God. Action is to hide. Is there a way that I can try and hide both of us?
If you guys want to potentially dart back down this way and hide around a corner,
Would you let us do that?
you can make it quick enough.
Yeah,
'Cause you
we're
would
going to
both
move
have to
backwards
move.
away from the torchlight.
Now.
Yeah, Snow would back up then.
Right there.
Okay. Both of you roll a stealth check. Actually, yeah, both of you.
Whatever you add 10.
23
23. 24.
and 24.
24.
All right.
Cheers.
I would say, Snow, as you're kind of looking over there, you can see as a guard comes out into the street, kind of looks around for a bit with his torch. He's kind of got it in front of him. He kind of holds it to the left, holds it to the right. And then he kind of looks back, gives a motion for someone to come forward. He begins making his way down here. Right behind him, you see someone else. Seems a little bit more heavily dressed, carrying a smaller, like, lantern that has a smaller light radius. And then you see a third guard make his way down. And they make their way past. That is your stealth check. Alright. Thalia, Kelvin, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna kind of get up here and peek around the wall. And
Okay. Take a look, seems clear.
I feel like it wouldn't make sense for the guards to come back the way they came. So, do you go this way, Kelvin?
Yes, sounds fine.
How far do you want us to go?
Our movement speed?
Yeah, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You've got about 5, 10 feet left.
So I think.
As you... No, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah, I'm at my movement speed right there.
Okay. And Kelvin, you maxed out too?
No, I have like 10 feet left. I'm just gonna go right here.
Okay.
Um,
Is that it?
I am going to, while I'm here and knowing that that things could get hairy soon, I'm gonna go ahead and take that time to just go ahead and mage armor up.
Okay. Guess mage armor yourself.
Is dash an action or bonus action?
For you, it's
Action,
an
you're not a rogue.
Okay.
But you're more than welcome to.
I'll wait.
Okay.
I'm not feeling very roguey right now, so
All right.
not yet.
So that ends that turn. We'll say, real quick, Snow and Cathalia, give me a d20. So I get a little better order
Just a
here.
straight D20?
Yeah, straight d20.
Oh,
You're going last. Got it.
thanks.
So we'll go back to the top of this stealth initiative. Cathalia, Kelvin.
So
What was that? I'm sorry.
So we'll go,
It's our turn.
since your rolls were...
Oh, again?
Yeah. Well, you're going to go again. Just I should have had you roll a stealth, like a kind of loose initiative at the beginning of this. That's my fault. So backtracking on that
Aim
now.
initiative.
Loose initiative. Stealth initiative.
Gotcha.
And I got a nat 1 on that, so you're going.
You sure did.
That is, if that's the worst nat 1 we roll tonight, I'm okay with
You'll
it.
take it, right?
I am too, but I'm afraid of what's coming next now.
No, never be
Right?
afraid. I'm a loving and fair DM.
You're harmless, you assure us.
Yeah, exactly.
We get it.
I'm gonna go 15 feet? Yeah.
Okay.
5, 10, 15. Yep. And
I would say as you get down to the corner of that building, you can see what you presume to be that pair of guards that just passed you continue moving away from you, kind of like down the map.
okay. I kind of lean my head back a little bit. Do we keep going forward or do you want to turn?
I have no idea where we're going.
I don't
Just-
either.
Make a choice, or you're going to roll.
We'll go around here.
Okay.
That way, at least I'm covered by a corner.
You're covered. You're right. Kelvin, where do you go?
So I moved 5, 10, 15, 25, 20. I'll stop right there.
Okay.
Kind of covered.
Yeah, totally. All
Kind
right.
of. Maybe a little bit.
Snow, Tam. What do you guys do?
No,
I'm gonna
kind of-
lean over to Snow and be like, I'm gonna lean over and I'm gonna say, we saw that garden, we should try and make a break for it, just quietly.
I can make it all the way across that path that I just took. 120. That's not an issue. But you would be left behind.
I might be able to make it, or at least at the very least, get close.
Do you remember? Your
Maybe
full
don't move
movement
your
is not your stealthing movement.
Correct.
Oh, stealthing movement, yeah.
That would be.
They
So what?
were going.
How?
They were going south.
I mean, I could still make it then, but
Yeah, they were traveling south. We might be able to backtrack.
What do you guys do?
I guess we're going back. Snow's gonna take 60 feet if we're going stealthy.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
both
gonna
roll
go
stealth
stealthy.
check.
Oh, yeah. First.
26
Okay, 21.
and
21.
You feel pretty stealthy, even moving quickly. Snow, you're actually impressed with how Tam can move and almost make no movements as his feet hits the floor. These kind of stone pathway here. The shadows and the kind of the ambient sounds of the city seeming to almost be amplified away from you as you move. You're gonna make a run, mad dash across this.
So Snow is going to burn her feline agility to double her movement speed.
Okay.
So she will take her 15 feet movement and an extra 15 action, double that to 60, and she's gonna book it over.
Okay. Tam, you watch as almost soundlessly Snow just goes right across this way. I'll say by now they've taken their turn. They've moved down a bit.
15, no, 5, 10, 15. Are you rounding down or rounding up on halves
Down.
for movement? Down? 15. 5, 10, 15 dash.
Can I actually see Kelvin from here?
Wait, so my movement is 35 and it's round. It moving stealthily cuts it in half, correct?
Yeah. But I would say.
So if I
would say put them together.
Yeah, so it'd be 35.
Yeah.
Get me to right there. That'll at least. So I can
make a
see
perception
those 3.
Perception check, you said?
Kelvin, give me stealth.
7.
And he rolls a 5. Nope.
You do not see him.
Cool. Okay.
I'm pressed up against the wall.
Yeah, he's against the wall, kind of like there's like a barrel off to him. We kind of like slowly.
Those are some
kinda
weird greenish bricks, man.
Yep, darndest thing.
I'm pressed up against the red wall. There's a red wall, so it's like she's seeing into the alley, but more along the blue house, less of the red one.
Ah, okay. Yeah, he's pressed up against here.
Yeah.
I was thinking you were just like moss or something.
All right, Tam, Snow. Anything else for your group?
I think that's it for her.
Tam.
Yeah, I mean I've done my movement.
Kelvin,
and that was my action.
Perception checks.
Who?
Kelvin and
You two.
Catalia.
Seven?
You don't see anything.
I'm sorry, I had somebody else talking in my ear and wouldn't go away. Perception?
Yes.
Okay.
You
Nice.
do catch Snow as she impressively, and had you not been almost trained to pick her out now from how you two have traveled together for 2 weeks now. Really probably closer to 3 weeks, honestly. 2.5, 3 weeks. You see her feline form just right across the street, and you're like, that's Snow.
I kind of do like the cute little, really light happy clap. I'm like, aw, good job.
Okay.
Did you just golf clap our tabaxi?
I did.
Potentially.
That
you guys
is
do?
truly fantastic.
I'm proud of her, okay? I'm gonna come right there.
Okay. I'd say at this point, for the ease of use, and you all have been an adventuring party for a good, like I said, probably 2 weeks together now. Snow and Tam, you watch the Cathalia very carefully, stealthy in her own right, has moved into your field of vision against that kind of orangish roofed building there. Calvin?
Both of them or just Cathali?
You just see Cathalia right now. Calvin hasn't moved yet.
Okay. Because I can see her, and she's the only one that I see right now, I can extend Pass Without a Trace to her as well.
True.
Oh.
As I see my sister kind of go, I'm gonna sneak down this wall.
Dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I
So I
point
see-
over to Snow. It's like, well, she's here. Other than that, I don't know.
Do they? And they see me as well.
They would see you, yes.
Do I hear them saying this?
Oh, yeah.
I am going to point across to, like, continue down that alley that we're all about to converge upon,
Okay.
because that's the forest garden thing.
Okay.
And then I am going to, like, crouch and get ready to move across this street myself.
Okay. I would say everyone give me one last stealth check.
Don't forget your pass scores,
Yep.
kids. 24.
Kelvin is in range, so add 10.
Cathalia got a 36.
Cathalia with a
Heck
36.
yeah.
Cathalia vanishes.
33, right behind you.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow.
Great rolls so far. Kelvin.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
25.
25.
Wow.
Really good.
Still
I would
good.
say, without issue, all
Nice.
of you can kind of, if you want to converge on, around this area here, you make it. And I would say, even with just going off everybody's passives, everyone can kind of see just down this alley a little bit. You see kind of like a larger grate that's been properly chiseled and placed into the ground where that X is, and it lines up with one of the X's that Miss Shady had placed on your little half map.
Alright, well, I'm going to quietly move towards the grate. Unless anybody else wants to go ahead of me. But
Not particularly.
Mm,
I'll help.
We'll just train our way down to the grate. How it's going.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, you guys make it there.
I want to look at the grate.
Okay.
Is it locked?
There is kind of like a
What kind
larger padlock on.
What kind of is it? Like a like an open grate, like a sewer drain, or is it more like a manhole cover?
It's kind of like it's iron bars that have been laid in kind of like a lattice to where it's walkable over.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it's almost encompasses the entirety of that square there. It was made large, very ornate, and nicely made for this area.
It's fancy for Fancy Town.
It is. So you do see on one end kind of a thicker padlock, and on the other end you see somewhere like the hinges are in the ground itself.
What are the quality of the hinges? They're not rusty, are they?
They are not rusty.
They're not rusty, so this should move quietly if I can get this lock off.
If you can get the
Are
lock
there
off.
any red balloons?
There are. No, make a perception check.
Oh, jeez. I feel
For
like there's
red
gonna be.
balloons.
Do you know what a balloon is?
You don't see anything. You just see the faintest bit of red cloth oddly draped over one of the rungs.
I think there's a clown in there.
It's a clown.
Oh no.
like, okay, so out of character, are there actually clowns in D&D, or is it something else?
Jesters.
Because now I'm
Jesters
curious.
and mimes.
Jesters,
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say they're
things like
jesters. For sure.
that. But
Creepy.
you going to pick the lock?
I was going to.
You are
Don't know how well I'm going to do with a 7.
a 7. I would say for that, everyone give me another stealth check.
Do it plus 10.
Still a plus 10. Correct.
36.
Nice.
33.
22.
All 20 plus. I was going to say all 20 plus.
Yeah.
Okay. Tam, as you're working on this lock and it's just giving you a bit of a hard time, I would say Cathalia and Snow would see this first, and Cathalia, you'll kind of tap your brother on the shoulder and point just south as you watch a faint bit of torchlight begin to come into view and come up this way.
Yeep.
With those rolls,
Tap.
yeah, I say with those rolls, easily enough, all of you kind of duck underneath this bit of a barrier right here, and it's probably about a foot off the ground right here. And then this is like thick vegetation, like lush, nice, well kept. So all of you kind of do your best to stick to those shadows as these torch bearing guards begin to make their way past you. They actually stop for a minute right here. Let's see how their perception rolls do. Wow, I actually closed my dice roller? What's wrong with me? Ooh, what is their modifier? There's a moment, Cathalia, where the one in the middle kind of looks right in your direction, and just as his bit of lantern light begins to come up, you watch as the arcane forces, the druidic forces that come from Snow's spell seem to envelop you a little more, and one of the branches that was just covering your face actually almost fans out a little further away, and as his lantern light comes over, it completely obscures where his light would go. He just keeps looking past you, and then they all continue to move on until they are out of sight. You all wait a minute, take a breath, and then Tamriel, you go right back to it. Clink! Lock comes off.
I'm going to painfully slowly, just kind of start to move this an inch or so at a time.
Okay.
And the minute it starts to squeal is the minute I have to stop. But
it makes noise, but it doesn't make enough that you feel it would go outside of about a probably 5 to 10, 15 foot radius. Like it does make noise.
Okay.
It's creaky, but it's not like old rusted barnyard
Right.
creaky.
Yeah.
But you do
All
manage
right.
to get open.
I'm going to lift it high enough and then kind of look down in.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a drop? Is there a ladder?
There is a ladder that has been like masoned into the like a bit of the wall that would lead down.
Okay, is that slick at all? Is it look slick? Is there water collecting in there or moss or anything funky that might cause our feet to slip, or is it pretty well
It looks
maintained?
pretty safe.
Okay. I am going to kind of look back at my three companions, and I'm going to point at them and then hold up a finger first and point down. And then I'm going to go move my hand like kind of across like or and point to myself first down. Like asking if they want to go down first or if they want me to go down first.
Okay.
Noah's gonna point back at him. Just tell him to go down.
Okay, I'm going to poke Kelvin. And
I'll
then
grab the
point-
grate.
Yes, as I climb down.
Okay. Calvin, give me a strength check.
I hate you.
I'm just kidding.
Listen, of all the people to do a strength check, at least
It's heavy, but none of your scores are so outlandishly low or crazy that this would be difficult to hold, especially once.
I was going to say, strength is what I dumped, so if it's anybody that would struggle with it, it would have been me.
once it's already
And-
up, you're fine.
Yeah.
Noah as well, because I have a -1 to freaking strength.
So do I. That's the one that I chose to not, because everything else is, yeah, okay. I'm going to climb down,
Okay.
and as soon as I'm down, like halfway down, I'm kind of glancing before I drop. I'm not going to drop at all, but kind of like looking around to see if there's anything directly beneath me.
Okay.
Is there open? What am I looking at here?
I can show you. No, don't worry about it. As you kind of look down and get in there seems to be. Give me a perception check before I get ahead of myself.
2.
Nice. Looking down, you're like, wow, this is really well built. There seems to be a good bit of ledge before there's kind of a waterway or a sewage way in the middle, and then on the other side of that, another good bit of walkway before it goes to where that walkway meets like a similar brick wall that goes up and kind of curves up and arches over and comes back down. You see that as looking left and right, it all kind of has this very nice like gradual archway design to it, and the only thing that deviates from that is where this bit of angular square juts into the stonework so it can be accessed from the street level. I'll say with the 22, you do notice, oddly enough, the water and waste and things that are in this bit of middle water sewage way are moving in a singular direction.
Like it's a current running, not as in
quite a
like
current,
scurrying
it's not
things.
strong, but it is moving.
So it's more of like a downward slope.
If you were on a downward slope, yes.
Okay, no, I mean I was more at I'm more making
that's
sure
it.
that it's
And
not like
that's what's kind of the
scurrying. It's not something
unnerving part.
inside of it moving.
Yeah. No, nothing inside of it. The entire, almost, you're right. Yes, I see where you're going now. As if it was on a bit of a downward slope.
Yeah.
Looking left and right, you're like, I think I'm on flat ground.
Do what?
You, looking left and right, you're like, I'm pretty sure it's flat here.
Oh, this does not bode well. And I'm going to make room for the next person to climb down.
Okay.
And I'm also going to draw my whip.
Okay. So everybody gets down without issue. Who's the last one down?
No.
I would be the last one because I'm going to hold it open for everyone.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Kelvin, as you go down and attempt to negotiate the ladder and the grate, give me a strength check.
Yes.
Strength check?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, did it cut out?
I
on
didn't.
you?
You cut
Yeah, I
out.
was gonna say I didn't hear you say it either.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bring the mic closer, Brandon.
Okay. I'll just bring myself closer.
There you go.
Strength check.
Yes. Yeah, easy enough. You're able to kind of put some force against the ladder with your legs and then ease the grate down, and you descend into the sewers.
All right.
All of you get down to the sewers. Kind of looking around, you don't see anything too immediate to your survival right now.
I'm gonna point out the water and the waste in the water and how everything seems to be flat, but it's still moving like it's not.
Hmm.
Ooh, I'm going to, at this point in time, study my journal
Okay.
for 10 minutes before we get moving.
Okay.
And that will give me it.
What knowledge are you trying to pull from your journal?
Building interiors, kind of ways people hide things.
Okay.
How to kind of keep yourself oriented on keeping a general direction moving in a certain way.
Okay.
I'm using the, hold on, I just got it pulled up. The Dungeon Explorer ability.
Okay.
It'll give me advantage on perception checks to detect hidden objects or places. And it'll give me advantage on survival checks while underground or inside.
Okay.
So I would say the sewers count as underground.
Most certainly. So, for this 10 minutes of time that Tamriel is going to take to read from his journal, what would everybody else like to do?
How long did he say that was? 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's
No, Snow's gonna pass up, so she won't be doing. Just kind of waiting until everyone's ready.
Okay. Cathalia?
I think I just make sure I have everything where I need it to be and hang out.
All right. Kelvin?
I guess sometimes people just need to read at times.
Okay. All right.
Did Tam announce what he was doing, or did he just wait and just start reading?
On a second, I started checking the book.
There you go. All right. You finish.
I'd say when I finish up,
yeah,
I'll
you
put my
finish going through
journal
your
away.
book. You find some where whoever wrote this book had experienced some similar kind of underwater ways and things like that. Kind of some architecture, things to look out for. You feel pretty confident.
Sorry
you
about
move
that.
Forward now.
Reading a spot about hidden doors, hidden traps, hidden things underground, and ways they can hide it and ways to detect it easier. And sorry about the lock back there. It's probably been about 300 or 400 years since I've had to use this kit. All right. Did Shady give us any direction once we got into the sewers?
She said you're going to need to head south and to follow it from there until you reached another exit point. She said it will kind of...
And that's going to lead us to where they're getting attacked?
Yes, that will lead you to where they believe that some of these creatures are kind of overpopulating the sewers.
All right. I suppose I will head us up.
Okay, if I get a marching order, please.
Great. Do what?
A marching order.
Yes, I am first.
All right.
I am either second or third.
Are you all staying on one side of this sewerway, or are you going to split the difference of the waterway? Because it's a waterway.
How wide is the waterway?
There's a waterway in the middle, and then each side has a walkable path. And
is it 5 feet or 10 feet in between?
It is across wall to wall. It's 15 feet. So there's 5 feet of walkway, 5 feet of sewageway, and 5 feet of walkway.
No, is definitely not touching that water if she can.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to touch the water, but 2 on one side, 2 on another might be a better bet, because that way we're not all clumped together.
Okay, who's going to be on the left?
I'll go over to the left.
Okay. Snow?
We'll go right.
I guess I'm going left.
All right.
All right, we're going to start moving. And I'm going to suggest that we keep 5 feet in between us, in between Snow and I. Again, so we're not clumped up. Because if there's webbing, there's spiders, and we don't need to both get hit by the same web.
Alrighty.
I think that sounds like a good idea on our side, too.
I agree, but stay close.
Yeah.
Only 5 feet.
Yeah, no, right behind you.
Got it. Right there.
My armor is garbage, okay?
Okay. So as all of you begin to travel in a bit of a southward direction, it doesn't take you probably but about not even 5 minutes of walking before you're on a straightaway. But as you walk for about 5-ish minutes, you do come to what looks to be a turn in this area.
Ooh. Wait, Kelvin, did you want to be in front or do you want me to be in front?
You can be in front.
Oh, I'll
You guys
swap
can
you.
fix that as you see fit.
Yes.
I'm not changing it.
He's squishy.
I swear I'm not using my sister as a cover.
Totally. You would never do such things. We'll say
Yeah,
as we
because
get here, Tam and Cathalia, give me a perception check.
Perception?
Yes.
Aye, aye, Captain. Oh, awesome.
I'd say with
Resounding
this-
6.
What I'm looking for here for this, you would make with advantage.
Do what?
Roll it again.
Oh, I would make advantage?
Yeah.
Oh, by all means, Captain. I'll just roll a second one and we'll keep the higher of the 2
Yeah.
since I didn't. Oh!
How?
Well done.
I swear to God.
A 6
2
and a 6,
sixes,
ladies and
bro?
gentlemen. Well done.
Oh, thank God I had advantage.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Thank God I had advantage.
Cathalia.
Because if it would have been a single roll, it still would have been a 6.
Still would have been a 6. Cathalia, as you are
I'm
coming down
very
this
glad you took
walkway
that
here-
10 minutes to read that book.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
y'all are killing me tonight, I swear.
Is he still reading the book as we walk?
You know what? Actually, yes. He's still kind of like thumbing
Damn.
through it, like, I think I've seen this somewhere. And then you just hear Cathalia go, "What's that?" And she kind of points out down into the waterway area. Just south where you see that symbol there.
Yeah.
You see, and it's not the cleanest of water here, obviously, but you do see something glowing underneath the waterway, and you can kind of make out it's some sort of glyph or runic shape.
Can I make anything out of it?
At this distance,
would be-
no, but I would say everyone give me a perception check.
Am I still with advantage or no?
Not on this, no. Cathalia, excuse me, just Snow and Kelvin.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
No, I didn't
my
catch
bad.
it fast enough. Say Cathalia, Snow. You, as you kind of take a moment to pause and look at this glyph, you hear this sound. Something similar that you've picked up before in the forest. Sounds like the chattering of like mice. And their squeaks. In a panic almost.
Like it sounds panicked.
Yeah. And it sounds like it's getting louder.
Oh my god, it's a rat golem.
Who told you about my rat golem? Tell me now!
It is now.
Hang on, I gotta write some stats down real quick. Rat golem.
I gotta stop and say, does anybody else hear that?
Oh,
Now that you mention it,
You do. Yep. What are you guys doing?
Gonna
ooh,
ready my bow.
Okay.
yeah,
You
my
ready
whip
your
is
bow?
still in hand.
Yeah, your whip's ready to go. You put the book away now. You're like, I gotta pay attention.
I gotta focus. Maximum effort.
Snow, Kelvin?
I will just scooch up behind my sister and prepare for myself.
Okay.
What level is the human shield spell?
Currently, it's 3.
wow.
Wow.
Good thing I'm not a human.
But you are level
Let's-
3.
I am. Damn it.
I think my favorite part of this is the massive 6-foot plus quote unquote elf hiding behind a wood elf.
Who's 5'2".
Yeah.
Oh.
Snow is going to ready a spell. Comes around that corner.
What spell are you reading?
She has her ice knife ready to go.
Okay. All of you get ready. And that sounds pretty distant right now, but it is slowly getting louder. So what do you do?
I'm going to take 5 feet of movement forward and try and peek around this corner as quietly as possible.
Make a perception check.
You'll have to pass.
Perception?
Yep.
12.
Okay. I will say, since you're peeking around a corner and the line of sights are weird on this, go ahead and place yourself 5 feet forward. Take a
Yep.
look at the map and then move back.
Okay.
No. You can stay in the square you're in.
Oh, okay.
Take 5 more feet forward. Because you're peeking around the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha. And then take 1 step back.
That is what you see. You see what looks to be almost like a exodus of rats of varying sizes running in the direction of the party, chased by behind them gigantic spiders.
God.
And that's where we're gonna lead off for tonight.
Ugh.
Damn, dog. Okay. Fair enough.
We will start our next session, rolling initiative.
Yay!
Are you sure we can't play for another like 3-4 hours?
We
I have
cannot
work
play
tomorrow.
for
I was going to say, yeah, I'm up at like 4 in the
Too
morning.
many people have to be at work tomorrow morning. We have responsibilities as adults.
I mean, like any other day, I wouldn't care.
And if I hadn't been up at 2:30 the last 2 days, I probably would be more hyped for that. But
Probably
the 20-minute power nap I got before we started today, after I
not
got
help.
home from work, was not preparing me for this.
That's okay.
Oh,
I had
man.
fun.
I did too. It was a great night. We got a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
done.
Players had fun.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's good to hear. You guys thought you could outthink me. Ha!
Time to burn everything to the ground.
Yes. Use all your spell slots.
I know.
Please don't.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Please
What do
don't.
you mean, bro? I wouldn't have multiple things planned. No.
We will do what we can with what we've got.
I really wanted to do detect magic on that glyph, but it's also concentration, so I would lose pass without a trace, and I'm like, no, pass is way more worth it right now.
He passed.
Pass is way more worth it right now.
Plus, that could... I mean, I still only have 2 second level slots, but I would have to cast it again, and then I wouldn't have any second levels left.
Oof.
Yeah.
Big oof.
Pains
we're
of being
just
level
little
3.
babies.
It's alright.
Please.
Next level should be quite a bit of fun.
Oh, there's so many things gonna happen once we level up. Yeah.
Level 4. Level 4.
I still will not get sending or message, and I'm mad about it, because it's not one of the druid spells that you can learn.
Oh.
I know. I really wanted it when we were in the mines in Rosso, and I'm like, oh, I can totally get that later. And then I'm looking it up. It's like, oh, no, I can't.
Yeah, you would have to take a feat to dip into one of the other classes.
You
Yeah.
can always just
It's
take
like,
message. It's 120
Yeah.
feet, but it's better than nothing.
I don't
Yeah,
know if I get
Is
but-
that,
that a ranger
actually.
spell?
Message, the cantrip, is 120 feet. Sending
Yeah,
is...
but rangers don't get cantrips.
Yeah.
But you can
And
take
as a
with the
druid,
feet.
I don't get it either.
I was gonna say, as now, are
You take
are
the
we
magic
are you
initiative.
allowing us to play by Tasha's rules?
Yeah, it's an official book. Why wouldn't I?
Wait, my
Okay,
rules. What?
so I was gonna
Tasha's
say
Cauldron.
no. Tasha's Cauldron of
yeah,
everything.
Sorry.
I
keep
think
forgetting
they
that that's
said
a thing.
you could, when a ranger would get a ranger ability, it would allow them to change, or is that just the fighter that can change their fighting style?
No, they can change their fighting style.
Right.
But
And there is a druid. Oh, is it a druid cantrip?
Nope.
Never mind.
That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
I'm so mad, because it's
Because
not a
rangers,
cantrip I can learn.
I was gonna say because rangers can take it where they can get druid cantrips as their fighting style. They get like 2 of them.
Nope.
yeah, it's really not worth it.
No, it's not.
Wah, wah,
Unless you were to multi-class into fighter.
Someone should have been a cleric.
I don't want to. I don't know. I like stabbing things from afar.
Action surge. Stab things from afar faster.
Ranger fighter is actually a really good build, multi-class properly.
Champion.
Like, you basically become
I'm really not a tank though.
You
don't
know,
have
you're
to
not
be
a
a
tank.
tank.
You become Hawkeye.
You don't have to be a tank. Yeah, I was gonna say you.
Champion fighter. 1920 crit. Good enough for action surge. Done.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking arcane archer. You can make your ammunition magical.
True. You can do that too.
You know, someone could just, multi-class into sorcerer. Sorcerers can take message.
Oh,
Not
someone-
multi-classing.
Someone could.
Sorcerers can also do really snarky mage hand.
Snarky.
Yeah.
I had
man.
the thought.
That was
And
like my favorite thing ever.
Oh
I'm
my
still
gosh.
debating if I want to multi-class or
I don't
I
know.
might.
I can
Never.
take message.
Oh my gosh. All right, hang on a second, guys. We're gonna say goodnight.
Okay.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Yeah. All of you
Sorry.
that have been here for this lovely episode tonight, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. As the stream grows, just want to say, again, I can't say thank you enough. This is still mind blowing to me. 8 episodes in, and people are like, I want to watch these guys play D&D, and it's to me. But thank you very much. Again, once we hit 100 followers with this great community, we're going to have that fantastic giveaway for the signed Player's Handbook Guide 5th edition by all of us here at Player Hater Gaming. So if you've enjoyed that much, let your friends know. Get them to follow. They'll have a chance to win. And again, not enough thanks. Be safe. And just have a fantastic week. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Good night, everybody.